Hello Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today to share with you this somewhat grid layout created using the August cherry box from a cherry on top. So the box itself I unkitted last week. It is mostly made up of, well, it is entirely except for one sheet of pattern paper made up from the delightful collection from Pinkfresh Studio, including this stamp. So I'm going to use the stamp and multi-color layer it using coordinating colors to the pinks that are there. So I believe I have abandoned coral and saltwater taffy, and I'm going to put the lighter color, the saltwater taffy first, and then just around the edges put in a shot of the abandoned coral and then spritz it with water. And that is because it's a distress ink. It's just going to help meld the colors together a little bit for a softer look. So I'm going to do that at the bottom right and the top left because I know I want to do a grid, sort of an asymmetrical grid, and then it will peek out from the top left column and then from the bottom right column. You'll see how it creates a little bit of a corner. So I've pre-cut that piece of pattern paper there, and then I'm going to skip ahead as I just cut a bunch of squares, 3-inch squares from several of the coordinating pattern papers, and you can see that I am working with a sort of a salmon, a pink, and a yellow color palette. That is what I have chosen from the collection. It is a very colorful collection. You can see that from the unboxing, but I have converted my photos to black and white, and I've decided that these are just the colors that I want to work with. I am somebody who likes to refine color per se and concentrate on a distinct color palette rather than working with the whole rainbow of colors. So I am I know I want to cut the frames of these framed pieces that have sentiments in the middle. It's just too much sentiment for me. I am not somebody who likes to have a ton of I'm going to say extraneous, but I don't mean it in a negative way. I just I prefer to have my writing be the title and my journaling with maybe a support phrase or two, but I don't like too much more than that. Otherwise, I think it's distracting and it removes from the story. So I have cut out the middles of those frames and I sped through that so that you didn't have to watch the entire process because this video is a little bit long with all of the cutting and stamping and stamp cleaning that I end up doing. So I'm putting foam behind that particular frame or between the frame and the photo. And then I am going to just put the lighter pink frame or coral frame on that top center photo just down flat onto the photo, but I will pop up another one of the frames and you'll see that yellow one there. Yep, I'm going to fussy cut the center out of that. I start it with my X-Acto blade because it's just easier to get my scissors in there. So I've got all of the alignment of all of those squares there, and now I'm going to sort out where the embellishments are going to go throughout the page. And you can see in that little heart palette plate up the top left there, I've pulled all of the things that have the salmon, pinkies, and yellow. That vellum leaf that I've got behind the photo that I've already got down that I had put the foam on is a little bit more purple, but you can see within the collection there is a fair amount. It's kind of more of a violet than a purple, and so you'll see that that's a little bit more distinct, but I am totally okay with that. So this is where sometimes it takes a while to get that foam down right. And it's like watching paint dry. You don't need to watch that. You know exactly how to do it. Make sure that your scissor blades are clean, cut your foam in half, and then peel away all of the backing, right? So the pieces that I know that I'm happy with, that I'm content with in their placement, I actually stick down. When I'm not sure, I just sort of leave it there as I assess, as I add additional layers. So you can see I've got that yellow on yellow there, and you can tell I'm not happy with it because I keep sort of working around it and trying to figure something else out there. So there are a few phrases, and I'm okay with that. They're smaller phrases, so that top left says, "This fills me up." The other pink one to the right says, "Shine bright," and that is a vellum piece. So what's great about this box is that there are lots and lots of great embellishments, lots of paper too, so a lot that you can get done with the box. So I have sewn around that particular piece in pink just to give it a little bit more texture and a little bit more definition, because you can see I've already got those three with a frame. So that framed that particular piece of pattern paper, because other than that, "This fills me up" that I had there, that there's nothing else that's going to go in there. I want that pattern. So again, knowing that I didn't want a lot of words and I also needed somewhere to journal, I covered up the words that came from that frame to the top of what I'm putting down here. So it says, "Happy to be here," irrelevant. So giving myself a place to journal by layering up the yellow, the pink, covering up the words with the white, and knowing that that is where I'm going to journal. So then I have all of my squares. I still am not sure where I'm going to put the title, and so I suspect that at this point I'm going to cover up that square in the center square as well, but in the meantime just kind of figuring out the rest of the embellishments. I have these chipboard flares, and I love the chipboard flares, and I wanted to get a little bit more yellow in there. I felt like I had a lot of pink, and so you can cut these, which is absolutely perfect to slide under where something that you've attached with foam. And so that little one just says "Today," and then the one up the top right says "Happy Days." So just kind of relevant things to my random journaling about how I am definitely an introvert, and I'm glad that I only work in the morning so that I have the afternoons to recharge and have some scrappy time. So with the vellum pieces, I'm going to use this liquid glue pen to apply so it dries clear, to apply these down to the page. For my other things, I'm just going to go ahead and use my regular dot adhesive, because I am all about the dot adhesive. That's just kind of the way I roll. And so I've got everything there. It's just a matter of adhering everything down. So I will go ahead and do that. So again, this layout is for a cherry on top using the August cherry box. It is a subscription box, but you do not have to subscribe. If there are extra available, you are welcome to those, but you again will not get the subscription price. Nor do you accumulate cherry points if you do that either. So definitely something to look into. What I like about this is that the box can vary from new collections to older collections, but they're definitely cohesive kits that are, in a way, boxes that are put together for you. There's always something mixed media-ish. So here you have the stamp. Also included in this box are some gems. The gems come in different colors. I just did not use the gems because I'm not a gemmy kind of gal, and I'm sure if you know me, you know that I am not a gemmy gal at all. You do get letters, this full collection of multicolored letters. Again, I really just wanted the colors that coordinate with the colors that I'm using here. And so I'm just going to use the word hello. And then from my stash, so not from the box, I'm going to use some gold letters that say sunshine. So this is some really old Heidi Swapp yellow Heidi Swapp Shine mist, but you can see I'm just splatting that to give an extra little touch of yellow there, and that, my friends, is going to wrap it up. So the close-ups are to follow. Enjoy, and if you have any questions about the box and or my design process, please don't hesitate to leave those in the box down below. I hope you are doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.